Hello everyone, my name is DragonLuigi, and welcome back to Voices of the Void. I have decided that I am going to move myself over to the right side of your screen for this one, because left one, I noticed that I completely covered the FNS at the bottom left, because I'm fucking stupid. So what are we gonna do this time? Well, obviously, I believe as of the last one, don't quote me on that, I'm pretty sure we just got done with doing part of the job. So this one, we're just going to not do what I'm about to do. I already have food in my inventory. Eat it, please. Perfect. Alright, so we're just a little sleepy. A little bit of an eepy, sleepy person. But sadly, we no longer have Steve. We no longer have Gerald. We don't have Harry. We don't have Barney or Barry. It is a very sad day. I am very, very sad. I have no friends! First, we're going to get this set up, because I ended up starting this last time, but I didn't actually set it up proper, so it's going to be hella fun trying to get this fucking completed. This is clearly going to be done because it's almost at 1,000. This thing only goes to 1,000. I have hiccups again! Why? That's the reason why we have a 1 frequency. Come on. No, I fucked it up. No, come on. Come on. Come on. You know what? Fuck it. That's about as close as we're going to get. I ain't going to fucking try it again. I think we got... Did we upgrade? That is a black screen, sir. Try that again. That's the clock! Okay, there we go. So let's see. We got download speed. We got radar history. Processing level 1. Okay. So I did buy the processing level from last time, which that means we'll be able to use this over here. First I'm going to check in here. Is that the brake? Okay, all that's green. We're good to go. We're do SV ping. That is an M. That was not an N. And almost immediately I just see that Papa has been broken. So is Yankee. I'm going to commit arson before anything. Okay, that's still green, so we're good to go. Alrighty then. This is at 84. Fuel's at... Ooh, dear. Hold on. No, put the handbrake back on, you fucking numpty. There we go. And that's how you fill up all your cars, right? You just smack the shit out of it with a jerry can. I'd say we're go ahead and go to Yankee first, because this will allow me to go to T2 and see how badly that's doing. By the way, comparatively, this video should... I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm just going to keep driving, because it doesn't exist. It didn't happen. This video should hopefully not have as much sappy stuff in it at all. Again, like I said last time, I'm just going to kind of cut it short. I ended up having to put my dog down very recently. Had her for 20 years. 20 years is a lot for a dog the size of a walnut. I'm just thankful that I at least have had the time to be with her. Again, this video series is going to be my long form one. Hopefully to kind of fill in, because again, I know I have a lot of, I have a good few people who are on me about wanting to have me do Deltarune, which to be fair, if I owned it, I would be fucking doing that, but I do not own it, because I am broke, because, trying to get a job is a pain in the ass. Why do you think I took a job here in the Swiss Alps? That's just 2 8 pieces of fuel. That was not worth it. Oh, I know where I'm at. I am going to attempt to not. Ha 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 ha. I know if that could be turned into something. Is there anything over here? I don't think there is. No, fuck! I want you all to understand, that noise was not done in post. That's just something that the game has. Just a banana slip. I hate everything. I say I hate everything, but it's actually a lie. I completely love this game. Again, this game is so comforting until shit happens. When shit happens is when I start probably cacking my drawers. I turn from this nice pastel pink and blue all the way to the color of brown. See, this is, yes, right, this is Yankee. Sweet. Also, since we're going to be going around fixing these things, hopefully I'll be able to find my new friends. Oh, we're here. I might actually just go ahead and go up there, because there's something I sort of want. But first, here we go. Alright, 3, 2, 9, 1, 5, 2, 10, and 8. Haha! What? 3. Hey! Alright, if you heard that noise, by the way, because some people don't understand what that noise is, that just happened. That noise basically just means, hey, you beat your previous record. I think on my other save, my previous record is like 7 seconds. But that is also when my brain is operating at full functionality, and I'm not over here sitting like Johnny 5 when he's having a fucking short circuit. Alright, first things first. Right here. This is an item that is important. It's a tile. You have to collect all of them, and I think something happens. I think. I just know you have to collect all of them, and I have no idea where more than 2 of these things are at most, because one's right there by the wood, the other one's over here. Now, this is just called the hole, and as you can see, it goes down pretty far. There's also a couple of badges, but they don't do anything. Ooh, shit, 3. These are sort of protection kits. They are fucking useful. If you find them, hoard them. Hoard them like your life depends on it, because they just make your life so much easier when repairing certain things. See, there's a welding mask. The welding mask does not do anything for me. There's the tile. Yeah, there's 2 tiles over here. Like I said, there's one in the wood by the foreman's housing, whatever the fuck that place is, and then there's one behind these boxes. Grab this lantern and use it as a light source. However, you have a flashlight for a reason, and there are plenty of fucking batteries. Don't do what I did and use them immediately. You just swap out your battery, and then you get to cry. Not again. Okay. Whew. I want you to understand, I might have cut that out. I should have, because I spent way too long literally just driving into the fence before realizing, oh yeah, I didn't come this way. I'm a fucking moron. By fun, I mean I'm probably going to tear my balls off, because I absolutely hate driving in this game sometimes. If my last video wasn't any consultation. But at least to be fair, during the daytime, I shouldn't have to worry about, you know, running off of a fucking cliff like a goddamn dope. Yeah, whiskey's this way. Technically, this is not where I'm supposed to be. But if I just literally run myself up the hill, I should be able to get to where I need to be. Also, yeah, I said this before, but a lot of the time, this game is supposed to give you about a week before any of the major stuff happens. I'm starting to think maybe the funny setting, yes, that's actually a setting in this game, you can absolutely just grab that bitch and turn it on. I'm starting to think that that funny setting might have been the reason why a lot of this stuff is happening a little quickly. Yeah, I know exactly where we're at. That is caught in my wheels, can you not? Yeah, we're by William the Demon Goat statue. Alright, but at least I know where we're at. So all I have to do is just shimmy, shammy my way on over this direction. And then we should... I immediately hit a tree, but it's fine. But I'd like to... I'm going to strangle this object. Oh, this is Papa. Well, hot damn, I was right the first time. Slightly faster than last time. Alright, let's do another ping. See, that is not... Okay. Also, I want you guys to understand my microphone is currently like sitting in front of my keyboard, so I'm having to type around it. Though I'm going to just kind of slightly push my keyboard farther back, so that way I'm able to type and talk at the same time. At the very least, there is somebody named Exic Gaming. If you haven't seen him on YouTube yet, fully recommend you go do that. But that man has offered to help me purchase essentially a better mic setup, which I think this man, I already owe him a lot. And I'm going to owe him so much more after he does get that for me. Not only will the audio quality be better, and this microphone will stop hot micing every 5 minutes everywhere else that I do this, because editing this microphone is half the battle during the editing process, but also I'll be able to have a much clearer audio profile, so I don't have to sit there and bust ass. I'm sorry, was this still at 100? I don't remember adjusting you at any point. Why are you like this? Perfect. Alright, that's empty. Don't need that anymore. I'm not going to bother with any of that. That's fine. It's done and over with. Now, the only question is, where are my 2 friends that I spawned on the map? Which, by the way, the 2 commands that I typed in for these that I'm talking about is Argamwell and Maxwell. And this is where this bitch was? Holy fuck. Hold on. So, to be clear, there's a lot of places on this map that I haven't found yet, because obviously trying to visit these places is a monumental pain in my fucking ass. This is something that I've wanted to visit, which is the well. Down inside this well is something very important. That important thing is called the grappling hook, and I do need that for a couple of things. So now I know where the well is. It's directly across with the transformer. Now that I know this, I'm hitting myself in the back of my own fucking head with my foot. But yeah, it's Argonwell and Maxwell, and obviously from one of them you can tell that one of them is Maxwell. So yes, Maxwell's somewhere on this map, and I want to find him. I want my friends. Also, this is the murder hut. I am all over the place, and I do apologize. Like I said, I am rusty as fuck. Trying to record sparsely for YouTube is a pain in the ass, and considering YouTube is a hobby, it may be one day I'll turn into a job, but I gotta get funny first. But the murder house here, there's some items in here that are important, but I have no idea how to get in here. Oh, I think I just figured out how. I think there's literally a hole in the roof. I want you to understand, people, I'm not necessarily dumb, but holy fuck do I have my days. At least that's all done and over with. So, at least for now, I have no clue where the hell Maxwell or the other one happens to be, La Creatura. So, that's gonna be fun. By fun, I mean I'm probably never going to find them. This map is humongous, and they can hide anywhere, which is not necessarily the most fun part. Thankfully, there is a volume slider literally right there. Okay, I'm going to press stop because there's obviously nothing there. However, we aren't done yet, because now that we have level 1s, we can slot that bitch on over here, do that. Change. We're going to start that. And then huzzah! This is going to, I believe it's going to essentially decrypt or encrypt. I'm not too sure. The data inside. So we might get something new out of the asteroid. I don't know. Also, fun fact, these things are called Stolas units. I can never get away from Hell of a Boss, even if when I fucking try to. I also just noticed, my stamina is only 15. My poor dude is wobbling. If you can see that, that's not me. I'm not touching my mouse. My poor guy is on the brink of passing the fuck out. Which, to be fair, he's been up quite a bit. So, first and foremost, drop it. Drop it. Good quadcopter. Alright, gonna go ahead and open that up. Grab these garbage bag rolls. Grab most of these garbage bag rolls. Just gonna at least toss those inside. Okay, at least now I know where both of them are at. Great. So at least now we have garbage bag rolls, which I believe it's like a roll of... Does it even say how much are in a roll? Info. 12 bags. Okay. I was thinking they had only 6. I'm glad I was wrong. They have double. So yeah, that's 12 garbage bags per roll. So you are getting quite a bit, and instead of buying a shit ton of singles, I'm too tired. I tried to sprint and it didn't work. That's fine. I'm going to turn off the light. Turn off the light. Crawl into bed. What? Oh, okay. That was just a that was just a box outside on the landing platform breaking. Oh, it's beginning to storm. I love this. As a Midwesterner, nothing beats a good summer storm in the middle of the day to take a fucking nap to. Can I get a fucking amen in the chat? Oh, we're in another dream sequence. Oh, I know what this sequence is. I've had this one before too. This one's not so bad. This one's just the burger dream. Dr. Kell is very fond of burgers, in case you haven't noticed. So for this one, it's easy. Just gotta go around, gotta collect the lights. I know maybe someone somewhere is gonna be like, Dave, this is boring as shit. He already knows a couple of the dreams. Well, yeah, like I said, I played the game before. I wanted to play this blind for YouTube. Unfortunately, because of the powers that be, like I said, I don't live... Hello? Where did the lights go? Ah! I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, and I have an idea. There is some... There we go. There's a coffee chocolate bar in the back. Just eat that. You can see stamina goes up. So does your food. Only thing is that you don't need too much caffeine, because the inverse will happen. Of how if you get too tired, your guy will kind of slowly sway back and forth. Dr. Kill will just kind of be slowly slumping. If you do too much caffeine, he won't stop shaking violently, as if he just snorted an entire line of crack cocaine. Alright, there we go. We now have a level 1. We can now listen to it. What does this sound like? Ah, yes. It sounds like binary code. Shut up. Alright, well, that's done. So I'll just put that drive down right there. And we'll just grab another one from my inventory. Oh, that one's already done. Oh, yeah, this is the one that we already picked up. That's right. If I do... Hold on. If I do that, and then export and then play. Yeah, you can clearly hear that it's a little fuckity-wuckity. But, by the way, this does count as a drive that you can actually send in. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours, so we're going to do that. I'm going to check the network room, and instantly I see there's 2 red ones. Ooh, 774, I told you. I am good at math. I'm just not very fast. To sort of, as well, kind of bounce off, like I said, about my story time stuff, because let's just be honest, I'm not exactly breaking new ground. Unlike with my Splatoon series, where I could just kind of bounce off the gameplay, this one, not so much. There's a lot of downtime. So I'm just going to make the best of it by filling it with something, you know, stories perhaps from this game or other games. Shit, well, I don't know exactly what to talk about. Oh, I know. My first actual successful series on YouTube being Undertale. I'm going to talk about a wild fucking fact about that. So, when I was recording that series, I want to say I was a sophomore going into junior or junior going into senior. Like, that was during one of my final years in high school. And, like, I'm not going to lie, in school, I was not exactly, you know, a popular kid. I was the quiet, like, fat nerd. But back during, like I said, back then, I was, you know, the nerdy guy. I was the big nerd when it came to video games, when it came to computers, things like that. Granted, it came with a lot of perks during that time, but one of the main things was recording on my YouTube channel. See, I didn't expect anyone in my school to even remotely understand who the fuck I was in terms of YouTube, because obviously during that time it was Jacksepticeye, Mark, PewDiePie, like Allie, things like that. Like, I just fucking dropped all my shit. Obviously, when I was recording Undertale at the time, I was getting views, and I was just like, oh, cool. So maybe I just kind of, I got lucky, you know. I thought, oh, maybe, you know, all these viewers are just, you know, some newer people or some people coming off the Undertale hype, because this was back in 2017, somewhere around there. I'm not too sure. But, you know, it was still back then, and Undertale was, like, a big part of my life at that point, because obviously playing through it, kind of watching a little bit of Jack's playthrough as I was recording it to kind of make it so that way I wasn't spoiling myself on anything, or at the very least if I missed something that was important, I can go back and go get it, because obviously playing blind, sometimes you just kind of miss an important thing or two. But, I remember walking into, like, the computer lab, and I see my video on, like, 3 different computers, and I sat there frozen for a second just going, what? What do you mean these people are watching it? And thing is, it was the seniors at the time, which that was in there, like, they were some of the more popular kids in my district, because of the fact that a lot of them were, you know, kind of big stars in the, either in the track and field, cross country, things like that. We're a tiny school. So, like, seeing some of them watching that and actually hearing some of them even laugh, I was like, excuse me, how has this happened? Why has this happened? I eventually learned what had happened was 2 of my friends in my class, who are also, you know, pretty big names at the time, arguably still are if you ask some of the people back in my old school, they were some of the people who actually watched my channel, like, off and on through the times, because they knew I wanted to do YouTube kind of as a hobby and maybe eventually as a job, and they kind of just wanted to see how I was doing. So in their infinite wisdom, they decided they were going to, they kind of just, you know, got the word out, just said, hey, watch this. And granted, at the time, I also had things like Rant Corner, which, my word, that is old as fuck. I remember Rant Corner now. I was not exactly well articulated. dumber than a box of rocks at the box of the rocks. Oh, wait. Ah, no, I forgot about the 2 in here. Shit. Ah, it's fine. Oh, well, I'll just start stacking those up. But they started, like, getting that word around. And, like, obviously, there's a couple of the seniors that at the time I was friends with. Not, like, as close as the friends in my class, obviously. But they were still people who I would consider friends or at least good acquaintances. And seeing them do that and knowing that I respected them a whole lot, it meant the world to me at the time. Obviously, since then, I have fallen off harder than the fucking Niagara Falls. But that's also because, at the same time, I haven't been able to actually fully give myself to YouTube. That was back then when I was like 17, 18. WRONG! At the time. Or like 16 going on to 17, somewhere around that time. So, I was real far back then. And I had a lot more time to do it. Especially since I could actually be in a private, like, spot. A little bit of a private domicile where I could actually just kind of record and do my own thing. And like I said, now I don't live alone and I don't have a private spot for me to do anything anymore. So I'm kind of having to pick and choose a couple of times of the day that I can actually do that with. Why do I have 39? When did I gain that? Was that from the servers? I only required 2, so that should only be 5. Unless making a new record actually gives you a bonus, which if that's the case, shit, go as slow as you can at first. Like that's just the strat right there. Yeah, like so, with that, I say to like a few friends, like, even to nowadays, Undertale has changed my life, and honestly, it's changed it for the better. Because of so many reasons, and that being one of them. Like, just that game alone at least put me on the boat, you know? I was no longer on the shore kind of waving at the boat as it was going by. I am now on the boat. It's just now I have to find my spot on the boat and actually make it my spot. Tough, but as a certain stranger has said to Wendigoon, at least we're in the boat. Okay, there. See? Look at that. During the entire story time, I managed to clean up almost the entire spot. That's still dirty over here, but it's fine. Yeah, see? Most of that trash, we sold the trash. Look at that. We're at 141 already again. We are golden, ladies and gentlemen. If I remember correctly, during the first week, this always happens. It's not random. But your facility will just lose power. So when that happens, that's kind of the marking of, speaking of losing power, I don't know if you noticed right there in the fucking window, but my power turned off almost. Okay, that dropped that. We can just leave that out there for a bit. We are going to have a little bit of time lost during the day, but it's fine. And again, you can see the power is blinking in the building. Now, normally that just means that the transformers might be breaking down, but I think, like I said, during the first week, at the end of it all, it can and will eventually just explode. So you just have to deal with it. Now we're also going to cook some shrimp. And what better way to cook shrimp than stuffing it in the microwave? Ain't that right? So, you know what? In that case, I'm going to ask, would you all prefer a sort of story time, kind of long form style video as I'm playing voices? Or do you want me to try and be a little bit more funny? That's a strong fucking mason jar, damn. Where's the... There it is. Perfect. Now, because, again, Voices of the Void is a very slow-burning game, but maybe I could try and just record and get more funny parts instead of just, you know, blabbing my mouth off. But some people might like the story time style, you know, more down-to-earth, not bombastic. Wow, this bitch is taking forever. I've been asleep for how long? Like 4 hours. That's a 4-hour nap and your ass is not even halfway done? Oh, that's just pain. Can you not? 2 signals of level 1. Well, luckily for you, this is the second one, so I don't really have to worry about making another one. But I'm going to anyway. Daily drive and our MRE. Which, by the way, if you ever start running out of drives, you can just buy more from the shop. It's just that every time that a new day starts, they will give you just a free drive. So you never have to worry about that. Why am I just carrying this? I can just collect this and put this in my fucking pocket. I have pockets. I am a man. our pockets are just infinite voids. Okay, time to fucking run all the way back up, store this in the fridge, and eat our shrimp. Shrimp time! Oh, ah! Oh, shit. Straight down or straight to the right? You know what? I'm gonna go for the one straight down. Last time we did straight down, I'm pretty sure it was good. Also, I had gotten a decent amount of DMs. Very happy with my new PNG tuber. And all I have to say is thank you. Thank you very much. Gotta put some of my Gmod bullshit to use. I am going to fillet your entire existence. Another one just appeared right there as I was about to leave. Okay. Yeah, now you can hear them a lot better out here. I think the update just kind of redid some of the audio to make it a bit better and more realistic, so to speak, because obviously that's a big-ass bunker just covered in concrete and stone. Alright, now those are all aligned. I can get this aligned and make me want to commit sadness. Let's see here. Is it up? It is up. Alright, so at least with frequency, don't have to go very far. One that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Why are you off again? Also, I want you to understand, if my job was this, just like taking care of the satellites, fixing the servers when they broke down, I wouldn't mind that. This, climbing this massive-ass radio tower, if it decides randomly, he who peanut, I don't feel like working anymore, I would actually lose my mind. Like, I don't have severe vertigo, but this would probably kill me. Well, at the very least, what I'll do, because my videos are pretty fucking long, and recording a short video is apparently, at least for me, a fucking issue. At the very least, just complete this day's worth of tasks, and then call it good for right now. So let's see, Mike is not that way. Mike is this way. I'm just a smart man. By smart, I mean not at all. As me running into the rock could tell you, I am not that intelligent. I'm like trying to mentally remember where Mike is, because I don't want to use SV target. I want to get to the point where I can literally just be like, okay, it's at these places. All right, got it. Literally just trying to sit here and fight myself, attempting to fix half this thing. There we go. And at least now you'll be able to actually see what I'm trying to type. So this is Mike, so 12CF 05B2AA9. There we go. Also, I don't think it's cap sensitive, but I don't care. I'm still going to type it anyways. I could literally just also put on caps lock instead of trying to hold shift and break myself. Oh yeah, also, would you guys actually be interested in VR videos? I've dabbled with the idea, like a couple of times, thinking about maybe trying to record something through VR. Fucking pine cones. Like, VR games are definitely something that I really love, because I'm firmly in the camp that VR can be the future of gaming if done correctly. As of right now, only a handful of fucking companies have actually done that. One of them being Stress Level Zero, my fucking beloveds. I don't know. I don't know if VR would actually be something that y'all would be interested in. I mean, currently as well, my computer is kind of showing its age on the CPU side, so they may be a slight bit laggy. But other than that, they should be relatively okay. Actually, I might be wrong. This might be X-ray, not uniform, but we're still going to check. Also, I would love to know how half of these things are, like, tipped over half the time. Also, the fact that Dr. Kelp could barely lift these. I just kick-flipped off of it. Like, he could barely lift those. But meanwhile, this fucking thing... I just sat back in it because I'm smart. He could just do this. So you're telling me a multi-100-pound piece of steel and alloy he can lift just fine. But God forbid if this man attempts to lift a rock or, you know, a wooden bench, a very easily liftable shelf inside the base. Not at all. Why am I climbing up here when I don't even know if this is even uniform or not? This is probably X-ray. This is Tango. I was even completely wrong. Shit.
Oh, I know where uniform is. I know exactly where it is at all times.
Please. Half the time I don't even know where the fuck my shoes are in the morning. My memory sometimes is fantastic. I could probably recall the exact amount of breakfast I had like 4, 5, almost 10 years ago, but I will never, for the life of me, remember the exact thing I just did 2 minutes ago. My short term is fucked. Alright, this should be uniform. My friends! Hi, guys! So this is where you all came to hang out. And then we got the four standing. It's Steve, Barry, Barney, and Harry. And then Gerald's in here somewhere. I don't know where he is, but he's there somewhere. But okay, cool, yeah, we found them. We found the friends. They're just out here. They're camping. I still want my Maxwell though. I still want my cat. Also, by the way, if you get the hash wrong, you'll be yelled at and you'll have to do it again. Not all three, mind you, just the one that fucked up. And the issue is if you have to do that, you have to send in the piece of paper inside another, like, box. Like, another drive box. Which, that's not exactly cheap. Like, that's a good chunk of money that you have to just kind of do away with. But that's all done and over with. Next is Delta. And I should be able to pinpoint that just across the water here. Again, my ability to read maps and the compass points is not the best, but it's good enough. Alright, I don't think this is Delta. I'm pretty sure this is still Bravo. Bravo looks real different today. I swear up and down, there are times when I am either the smartest man in the room or the dumbest motherfucker. If you look up village idiot in the dictionary, you'll find that my picture is there only half the time. Depends on the dictionary you find. Done and over with. Now, just gotta run back. Hopefully by now that drive will be done. And then once that drive is done, just send all that shit in. I just broke my ankles. I need an ambulance. Help. Alright, everything's auto-saved. Run my happy ass inside. Now if I run over here, this should be done. It's still not done. My word. What is taking you so fucking long? Is this done? Hell, this got finished before you. Shit. So, the object said to leave them alone. You motherfucker. So I thought the precision was off again. Alright, just let those go. Should be fine. Should be fine. But, alright. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how this even is a thing. I have never found this before, so now I'm a little scared. Like, why is there just a random object in space talking to me? Why is it speaking? Things in space are not supposed to speak. If there's one thing that this game does that pisses me off the most, it is just with how filthy these windows are. Like, I'm not necessarily a clean freak. Far from it. I am a man, after all. I am messy by nature. But this is too much even for my blood. Like maybe some things scattered on the desk, you know. Maybe some pieces of trash on the desk, you know. Things easily able to be cleaned. This is just ridiculous. As far as where my money's going to go, for at least right now, it's going to be getting another item box, and then more and more garbage rolls. They are going to be required. I don't really think there's actually any purpose to this beyond just the lights kind of telling you if they're activated or not. Which also, by the way, in case you are having trouble trying to find the transformers without using SV target, just follow the power of the poles. Like, I'm not even joking. These things lead directly to the transformers. It's the easiest thing ever. If you don't want to use the commands, well, don't. Just follow the lines. Oh yeah, by the way, I want you to understand. These things are pretty big, pretty heavy. Dr. Kell can lift this bitch firmly up off the ground with a little bit of effort. Again, can lift an entire ATV directly over his head, sprint full fucking speed while carrying it. Cannot lift a single wooden bench more than maybe a few feet, like, to one side. This fucking scientist has the most selective strength I have ever seen. You know what? Just because I can't, by the way, don't eat the soap. I know it says eat, do not eat the fucking soap. You will not burp bubbles. You will cry. You will probably lose a lot of your life. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there. Just because I need something to entertain myself while waiting for this damn thing to happen. There's 2 ways you can actually get fuel, and this is kind of like the most efficient way that you can do it. Granted, you also need to be real careful with what you're doing. Which, that would be burning things. The burner over here actually gives you fuel in return for just burning objects. Granted, these, like, piles of garbage, these things that I'm just kind of, like, piling in front of this door over here, these give you nothing. I have learned that the hard way. They will give you nothing, and burning them is just basically losing you dosh. Instead, what you want is you want to burn items like this, like organic trash, empty cans, these bottles. Burning them will actually give you fuel in return. Okay, here. You see these things? I could lift these things with one hand and just directly above my head. Like, or at the very least, I can grip it off the ground and flip it back up, no issue. This motherfucker has such a bad time attempting to lift this. It's not even funny. Come on, Kel. You lift an ATV above your head. How in the hell can you lift an ATV above your head, but you struggle at the most basic task of lifting slightly heavy middle shelf? Okay, my excursion downstairs. Are you done yet? No, you're almost done, though. You got 5% more. At the very least, this is what I'll do. So, remember when I said we have this in here? I forgot how messy this place was. This scrap box. You can put things in here, and they won't actually fall out. Like, you can fill this pretty full. Like, even these pieces up here won't really fall out. In order to get them downstairs in a relatively easy manner without, tipping it over in case the downstairs is a little fucked up and full of trash like it still is right now, press that button, and there's a little elevator right here that goes from up here down to the garage. Also, in case if anybody was wondering why this room particularly has a keypad, that is the reason why right here. At the very least, push that over there, push that onto the actual thing right there, and just let that go down. Yeah, you can see right there. It touched that piece of metal scrap. That metal scrap should have absolutely, on any normal sense, went flying. Thankfully, though, that was not the case. Alright, now this should be done. I forgot about the soap! God damn it. I'm just gonna roll. I forgot. I completely forgot the soap. I completely forgot about the... You're still not done, but you're about to be, at the least. And at least I still have you, Keltoy. Look at you. Look at that little happy face. Look at the little happy face. At least there's something here that's happy to see me. 1 whole ass percent. 1 whole ass percent. And then once you're done, I'm going to be happy. Come on. There we go. Okay. Save. Grab. Place. Put. I don't know what demon I've just summoned into this building, but I've summoned it. I am actually going to commit crimes in the name of our Lord. What the actual hell was this? I only needed 1 drive box, and I just ended up causing untold amount of damage. Okay. 1 drive in, 2 drive in, and then the piece of paper, then the box, and then grab, not the fucking lid. No! You grab the piece of paper, put the piece of paper in there, put that right there. Now hold the box. There we go. Oh my good grief. That was such an ordeal, and it didn't need to be. Alright, box right there. Put that down. Close up the garage. I don't need this open anymore. Please close it. Thank you. Now activate. I just closed the damn thing. There we go. Use on that. Thank you very much. Okay. Now it's done and over with. Let's take the drive, put that in there, import that bitch, and start the decryption process, and now we're done. We are done for the fucking day, and I thank you all for watching. In the next episode, maybe, hopefully, we'll find Maxwell or the La Crechora. And also, this place will hopefully be a lot cleaner. And maybe some more funny stuff will happen, or maybe I'll have a different story time. Who knows? But until then, I hope to see you all in the next episode. Bye!